Hello everyone, Tails here, or Buzz, whoever the fuck you want to call me. How dare you call yourself the Buzzer? Anyways, I'm doing a video on something I never saw myself purchasing, but I ended up purchasing one. So, since I'm trying to enter the digital age of gaming and all, I didn't want any of the physical PS4 games I had, because I haven't played them in months. And two, they're generally games I don't really care about. So I said, you know what, why not go to a game store and trade them in? So I traded in every single PS4 game that I had physical, which is about 1/4 of my PS4 library, along with 2 spare controllers I never used anyways. My total was $270, so I decided to buy an Xbox One S, because I have been interested in buying an Xbox for some reason for quite some time now. Now, this isn't going to be a whole console war thing. These are just my personal thoughts on the whole Xbox One PS4 thing. These are my personal opinions after owning and playing an Xbox One for about a week, after I've been playing the PS4 ever since 2016. I just want you all to know right now that enjoy playing on whatever you play on. Whether you play on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch. Just have fun with what we do with these little boxes. Play fucking video games. Now, first off, I'm going to start off with the console's appearance. Apparently, I have a Battlefield 1 1TB model Army Green system. So that's pretty cool, I guess, even with the ugly green. And honestly, when compared to the PS4, I necessarily don't like the color more, but I do like the shape. I prefer the console to be a square, rather than the weird eraser thing that the PS4 has, which is just weird. The power cables, on the other hand, both consoles use literally the same exact cable, so nothing is changed there. The Xbox One has a HDMI input, which I just noticed when I unpacked the console. I saw 2 little HDMI ports there. And honestly, I don't really need this HDMI port at all. You can't plug a different console into it. I heard it has lag issues with it. USB ports, there's about 3 of them. 2 of them are on the back, 1 of them's on the front. I heard the one on the front is a USB 2.0 port, so I would highly recommend using the back 2 for anything you plan on using that depends on data transfer. And I found something else useful about, on the front of the console there is a little sync button. The controller has a sync that has the same sync button, and you can basically sync them to the console with ease if you don't have a cable on you. The PlayStation 4, there's no way to wirelessly sync a controller. You have to manually do it. So you're probably asking, you have a PlayStation 4, why did you buy an Xbox One? Well, I have a friend that I talk with daily who has an Xbox One, and not being able to play games with him is just such a pain because we sit there and talk all the time doing nothing because we can't play games together. Alright, let's start off with the Xbox One controller. I have it in my hands right now, I do. So, I'll show you video clips and shit. So the controller, honestly, I love this fucking controller. I mean, I wasn't expecting myself to like it, but it's really a nice controller. I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I really like this controller. The sync button, again, the sync button is a huge plus for me, because I do play PC games at times, you know, the games that will run on my weak PC. So I play some games on that, and connecting this thing between the console and the PC is such a fucking breeze alone. And it wins over the PS4 controller because you don't need third-party software. It just works. I will show you how easy this is. Right. Okay. Is it good? Okay, it's recording. Alright, guys. So I want to play a game on my computer. My controller is currently connected to this thing. See? Boop, 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 boop. Alright. Instead of having to launch software like this, DS for Windows, to get a controller working, you can just do this. Well, first of all, say goodbye to this. You will no longer need it. You go into your computer settings right here. Oh, look at this. Here, let's just close that. Get out of our way. Did that end the call? Hopefully not. Okay. Okay. So you're in your Bluetooths. You usually start here. You go to your Bluetooths. And then you hit add Bluetooth. Alright. And then Bluetooth. I know right here it says Xbox controllers, but I currently don't have that wireless adapter thingy. So, you grab your controller, and you push this little sync button. Then your controller starts flashing like a maniac. Then you go to your Bluetooth. Wait for it. Oh, Xbox Connect. It's actually named it too, which is pretty cool.
I'm gonna give that a shot.
And then that is done. So, like, for example, you want to play a game. Let's go and find a game. For examples, I will launch. Let's just say... Well, I don't have Steam open right now. GTA. So we're launching GTA now. San Andreas. Hopefully that opens like anticipated. Yes, here we are. And look, the controller is working instantly. So...
I can Bluetooth to my Xbox One.
Wait, you can Bluetooth to the Xbox One?
Yeah, it says I can. I'm gonna try.
Okay. Alright,
Ready to go.
start game,
Done.
load
Yeah,
game.
Bluetooth to my Xbox.
Really? The Bluetooth never... My Xbox didn't pop up in that. Alright.
I don't know.
So we are loading San Andreas with the Xbox One controller. Oh god, don't tell me the game just crashed. Okay, so we have the Xbox One controller. It's working perfectly fine. Although we have some screen tearing on the game.
But one thing.
But yeah,
My Xbox One's controller is not showing up, and I don't really know why.
Did you push... Oh, hold on. So yeah, that's it. And if you ever wanted to bring it back to your computer, like say you were done gaming, and you wanted to bring this back to your console, well, that's super easy. It's mostly recommended to remove the device. You don't have to do this, but you'll have to remove it if you want to reconnect it. So the controller starts trying to sync to something. Hit the button on the console. Just hit the button on the controller again. Watch them flash like crazy. Wait for them both to calm down. And then we are back in business. It's definitely way easier than the PlayStation 4, in my opinion. Super simple, and it just works. It's awesome. Alright, now first of all, I have the PS4 controller. Not to say that this controller is absolutely terrible. It's a pretty fine controller with some decent qualities, honestly. One, the controller is a lot smaller, so if you have smaller hands, you'll have a much easier time using this controller. The buttons still feel as nice as the Xbox controller, with the exception of the triggers. I don't really like the PS4 triggers all too much, but the PS4 controller is honestly a fine controller. The controllers are pretty much equal, to be honest with you, but with the little sync button on the Xbox One, it wins just by a little smidge, because I do some gaming sometimes on my computer, and being able to swap between the two so easily really helps, and not having to need third-party software. Alright, so this wouldn't be such a fair test because I have only been using this Xbox for about a week, and the PS4 I've been using for almost 2 years now. So I might interview a friend who's owned an Xbox for quite some time now. I don't know, we will have to see. But right now, I'm very impressed with the speed of the Xbox One. Navigating through the menus, browsing the storage, checking the storage, everything that, in my opinion, was a goddamn chore to do on the PlayStation 4 is pretty simple and fast when on the Xbox One compared to the PlayStation 4. So, the entire week has passed by, and I've only seen one instance of where the Xbox One has slowed down to a crawl. It's extremely less often than the PlayStation 4, however, although it's still not a fair judgment, because I've only had this Xbox One for about a week now. So that's what this interview with my friend is going to be about, since he has owned the Xbox One for quite a long time compared to me. Alright, we have started, and alright, so I told my viewers that I was going to do this interview, so that's what we're doing right now. Alright, so the first question I have is, how long have you owned an Xbox One, and what model did you get?
I've owned an Xbox One for probably more than 2 to 3 years now, and the version I got was an Xbox One S.
I want to ask, how much space did you get with yours?
I believe 500 gigs.
Okay. I got 1 terabyte.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Alright, now the first important question I have is, was there a moment where you were browsing through the Xbox's UI and you thought it was slow or sluggish?
At times. It can be slow, but normally it's pretty fast.
Yeah, I've experienced, with the week I've owned it so far, I've experienced about 1 slowdown.
Yeah, it can sometimes get slow, but normally it's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, the next question is, what is your experience with playing cash generation games on the modern console, with it being Xbox and Xbox 360 games, versus having Sony consoles streaming the games and Nintendo's being digital virtual console games?
Well,
Uh-oh.
backwards compatible games, digital or a CD copy, and it worked perfectly.
So it works perfectly with CDs and digital?
Yeah, you just have to
Okay.
make sure it's one of the 500 something backwards compatible games.
Mm-hmm. Okay, question 3. How is your experience with the online service Xbox Live, and have you ever felt a regret of having to pay for Xbox Live Gold?
I personally think paying for gold is well worth it. You get to play all the games with your friends and all that, and you can get access to the 3 free games for gold a month. And
Every month has about 3 to 4 games, right?
yep, I think 4, because I believe they do change one of the Xbox One games with a new one. So I think 4.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, I don't regret it. It's well worth it.
The fourth question is, how do you feel about the Xbox One's download speed? And did you ever have a time where you felt like downloading a game takes too long and you feel like it's not taking full advantage of your internet speed?
The download speed is very good, and it can go as fast as your internet can handle it. It doesn't really have any limits put on it that I know of, but the
Yeah,
times it takes.
I myself haven't noticed a limit to it.
I've seen it shoot up all the way to 60 gigs. So 60 megabytes, whoops, my bad. But the only time I feel like it's taking way too long is when I'm trying to download like a 70 gigabyte game.
Oh,
But
yeah.
of course that took a while because it's huge.
Most internets can't download 70 gigabytes quickly at all.
Yeah.
Alright. The fifth question is, the Xbox One has generally been criticized for having a lower resolution compared to the PlayStation 4. The PS4 generally plays games at 1080p, and the Xbox One plays them at 900p. Have you ever had an instance in a game where you felt the game was a little too blurry for your viewing pleasure?
To me, the resolution looks perfectly fine. I haven't really noticed any issues with it being blurry or anything. Looks perfectly clear to me.
Yeah, I haven't noticed any issues with the blurriness either.
Well, you've
Even
had a
Dead Rising,
PS4,
even
so
Dead Rising 3, which ran at 720p, looked fine to me.
yeah, that game looks amazing to me.
Yeah, it looks fine to me. It's just it could have used a better color scheme.
Oh yeah.
All right, the sixth question is have you ever felt that the Xbox's UI has slowed down over time of owning the console, or has it generally stayed at the same speed?
Over the time I've had it, there are times where it could get fairly slow, but that normally doesn't last long, so it's not really much of an issue.
Yeah. All right, the seventh question is the Xbox One is also criticized for having no games exclusive to the platform, which most of the exclusive games are available on the PC. Do you feel like this is an issue, or do you see it as a welcoming change?
To me, having no game exclusives is no issue. It just means, say you currently don't have access to your Xbox, you can play it normally on the PC because that's normally where they're ported, or sometimes any other system.
Yeah. All right. The eighth question is the Xbox One's home menu has. And I got cut off a little bit. The Xbox One's home menu has seen some changes throughout the console's lifespan. Have you ever experienced a dashboard change? Overall, if you did you welcome it or did you dislike the change?
From when I first got the system that I remember of, the home menu has gotten a single major change with a complete new home menu, which was hard to get around, but now I think it's pretty nice. So, not really.
Okay, the question nine's a big one, but
Yeah.
have you ever seen any usefulness with the Xbox One's PC features like Xbox Play Anywhere and being able to stream the console's display to your PC, or being able to start and join parties and send messages via your phone or PC, or even the ability to view your captures on those devices? Has these features been useful or not useful?
I find the features that allow you to play some games anywhere are pretty nice as long as you have the computer that can handle them. And
Mhm.
the streaming your Xbox to the computer and all that can be really nice, except if you don't have the best internet, it won't really work out that well because it begins to get very glitchy, as you've
Yeah,
probably seen when
and
I've tried.
disconnects.
Yeah. Also, being able to join parties, send messages on phones, and all that makes it pretty easy if you don't have your Xbox with you. So, yeah, give the given features we can do on the apps they have given us are all really useful, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've found some of them useful. Like on your phone, you can use the Xbox app to have a remote on your phone to where you can at least control like the
You,
YouTube app and stuff with your phone.
yeah, you can even do the fast typing. Say you don't have the patience to try typing with a controller, just pull up the Xbox app on, say, my iPad or something, just type it out. Done.
Oh, I haven't tried that yet. I didn't
It's
even notice that either.
extremely useful. It is very useful. Trust me, I use it all the
Okay, the
time.
last question is have you ever felt a slight need to move over to another console, for example, the PlayStation 4 or the Switch, to play an exclusive game or to play with a friend? If not, explain why, and are you happy with the purchase of the Xbox One? I already know these answers personally, but just answer it for the sake of the viewers.
There has been times where I have wanted to move to a PS4 or something just to be able to play with some friends. And I've even wanted to get a Switch at some point just to play games like the new Mario Kart and even Breath of the Wild. But I'm really happy with getting the Xbox One. I've gone with Xbox for a long time and I didn't really want to switch to something new.
Yeah. I can understand not wanting to switch to something new after having the previous console.
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much all the questions I have. It was nice doing this, so
Yeah,
I at
it
least
was.
have some knowledge of someone who's had an Xbox longer than me.
Yeah, I got quite a while on you.
Hmm Alright. So we are done with this interview, and now it's time to edit this video finally.
Yeah.
Alright guys, the graphics and frame rates. I don't want to start a dumb war or anything, but this is an important factor when coming to consoles. And basically, in my opinion, I'm just gonna swap this right off the bat right now. In my opinion, if you care about graphics and frame rates, just go to PC and don't bother with consoles. That's my opinion on the whole thing. But let's move on. So I own base models of both of the consoles. Xbox One S is basically a base model. It has like a 4% speed difference, which honestly isn't much. And I have the base PlayStation for the first model. Now on to the Xbox One. I do notice that there are some games that are slightly more blurry on the Xbox One, but honestly, you're talking to someone who has normally played at 720p on the crap top for so long, and the games look nice to me. Dead Rising 3 looked pretty sharp, and apparently according to websites and Digital Foundry, the game is running at a native 720p resolution. The frame rates... I know the frame rates on the Xbox One are worse than the PlayStation 4. When I was playing Fortnite on the Xbox One with my friend, I did notice a little bit more stutter on the Xbox One compared to the PlayStation 4, but honestly, I'm not as sensitive to the frame rates as I make it out to be. Honestly, I prefer 60 frames over 30, no doubt about that, but honestly, I know this sounds dumb and stupid, but I really don't have an issue with 30 FPS. I just honestly really hate talking about this frame rates and graphics so much because it really, just talking about this hinders my enjoyments of video games. That's how much these stupid topics have gotten to me. It really ruins my interest in talking about games when I just fucking mention it. Alright, let's just move on. Alright, in this category, I will be talking about the faults of the Xbox One and, in my opinion, on what the PS4 did better. Alright, so I have noticed that the Xbox One, whenever I go and view the captured clips, it activates HD encryption, HDCP, and it completely shuts down my capture card. And to turn it off, you have to reboot the entire console. There is no switch in the settings to turn it off. The PS4, there's just a switch in the settings to turn that setting completely off. It's completely disabled. Anything that needs it will be shut off. And the PS4 did the simplicity a lot better as well. When I first got the PlayStation 4, everything was easy to find. The Xbox One, on the other hand, was kind of confusing to navigate through stuff. And honestly, I quickly got used to it. Yeah, but wait till they change it again, because I know they will. The PS4 has had the same home screen ever since 2013. The Xbox One, I've seen about 4 different variants of the Xbox One's home screen. And then we go to exclusives. Yes, the PS4 has them, and we all know the Xbox One has none of them at all. But honestly, I hate to raid on the PlayStation fanboys parades, but honestly, I don't care about games like Last of Us, God of War, etc. I don't really care about them. The only ones I cared about when Sony owned them was Crash and Spyro, and both of them are on Xbox One now, so... yeah, I don't care about these games. They're good games, sure they are, but... they're not my cup of tea. I remember playing Uncharted 4, and I thought it was meh. Alright, another topic is the free-to-play games. Games like Fortnite and stuff don't require any subscription to play games online. On Xbox, however, Microsoft felt to be a little greedy and decided you need a gold membership to play online on these free-to-play games, which basically completely dismisses the free-to-play title. But, yeah, Sony wins this part hands down. In another opinion, I felt like from an absolute full shutdown to a hard boot, the Xbox One takes quite a long time to start up. I clocked in 30 to 45 seconds of just pure boot up time. It's really long. And another thing is, by doing some research, I feel like the Xbox One has a lot more games that lack vertical sync. Games like Dying Light and Sonic Forces, I heard screen tears on the Xbox One, which makes me sad because I I'm one of those guys who hate screen tearing. I hate it when the game's sitting there fucking screen tearing and glitching out. I mean, when I played Fallout Shelter on the Xbox One, I honestly thought it was absolutely horrendous with how much the game just constantly screen tears. It's really annoying. And there is a way to fix this. Xbox One has AMD FreeSync support, although sadly it requires a FreeSync compatible display, which I honestly don't really have. At least there is a solution to it, but honestly, screen tearing, in my opinion, should not be an issue at all when it comes to a console. Alright guys, so far I'm about 3 days in, and the suspend and resume feature on the Xbox One is really a hit and miss for me. Hell, the first time I tried using it, I suspended Dead Rising 3 to watch YouTube while I ate my supper. I got done with that and went to resume Dead Rising 3, and then the Xbox One literally restarted itself. I'm just asking right now, why is this even an issue? The PS4, I've never experienced an issue switching from YouTube to a game. I don't know if this is Microsoft's or YouTube's issue, but you cannot even suspend YouTube on the Xbox One either. Once you suspend YouTube and open up anything else, YouTube first closes and you have to restart it. I heard from a friend that this has worked before, so it's most likely Google's issue. And then the final bug I have is the NAT type bug. The Xbox One has a weird issue when under my internet that says it has a strict NAT, open NAT, moderate NAT. I've had all three NATs before and I've literally done nothing to my router. That's bad. And every single game I play, it says moderate NAT type, which is the NAT type I've had. And you're asking right now, dude man, why not just open the ports? You can just open the ports on your router. The thing is, never buy Mediacom Internet. They block this setting from you until you cough up money. And I heard that the control panel that you pay for doesn't even work, so under a Mediacom router, it's completely impossible to open your ports. And games are telling me that I have a moderate NAT, and my Xbox is sitting there telling me it has a strict or open or moderate. It just flip-flops every time. I even captured a video for this thing showing it saying open. I go and test it again, and then it switches to moderate. I don't even know why it does this, and it honestly pisses me off. Like, I don't even know. That's pretty much all the negatives I had. Now let's go to the pros and what I thought the Xbox One did better. Now, the number one thing is backwards compatibility. Now, I love to play old games. Some older games are some of my favorite games ever. I prefer older games compared to newer games. The Xbox One can play a lot of original Xbox and Xbox 360 games free of charge as long as you own the game. Now, this isn't as good as PC, which has loads of infinite compatibility with certain games. Well, some games I've noticed had issues at times. Bully. But it's really nice to be able to pop in some old games and play them once in a while. Well, Sony's solution is streaming all the games. In my opinion, that's a very bad idea. Now, you could probably say, oh, just hook up your 360. Yeah, but I feel like it's nice to play games on the same box, don't you think? I mean, there's no negative about this, it's just a plus. And in my opinion, that Sony has really fucked up on this thing by not having any way to play PS3 games. And no, the 30 poorly emulated PS2 games that never get updated on the PS4 don't count because they just pale in comparison even to its original PlayStation 2 counterpart. And the thing is, the capturing feature on the Xbox One base model, the S that I have, captures 1080p video with the capture last 30 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And honestly, it looks super great in my opinion. The PS4 captured videos look like complete ass. 720p video with very low bit rates does not make for a really enjoyable clip to rewatch. The Xbox One sadly still captures at 30 frames a second, so both consoles make rewatching a clip that is captured from a 60 frames per second game is quite jarring due to the lower frame rate. Another thing is the controller battery life. I've literally had this Xbox controller for 2 days now and it's still at 75. Although that script part was written 2 days ago. I've honestly actually had the controller die. It took about 4 days to do so. And I have another pack of batteries in, and I've been rocking it for 3 days, so yeah. And this PS4 controller is about a month old. And it already constantly shuts off and dies. So, yeah. The only problem with the Xbox One controller is that you need AA batteries, which I don't know why, but you still do. Another thing is the stir. The stir, in my opinion, on the Xbox One is just a lot more organized. Things are a lot easier to say. It's not full of themes and avatars. Because, well, another positive about the Xbox is you can actually use a custom theme and avatars, and they are actually custom. Now let me talk about that. Themes and avatars are no more on the Xbox. You can use whatever background you feel like it on the Xbox, on your dashboard. You can make it to where the Xbox changes the background with whatever game you last played. Avatars are no more. You can actually upload your own picture and use it in games. The PlayStation 4 custom avatars isn't really custom avatars because they're useless. No one can see the picture unless they request your real name. On the Xbox One, whatever picture you upload is there. You can see it. No more needing to waste money on dumb avatars like a Bubba the Love or a dabbing baby, for example. Another nice thing is being able to use USB drives and external drives as a use of storing and looking at media. It's easy on the Xbox One because, well, the Xbox One can actually read NTFC file systems, which means if I place a picture on an external drive and plug it into the Xbox, I can literally look at everything on the drive, all the pictures, all the videos, everything can be viewed. It's because a lot of the stuff on it doesn't work though because it's an Xbox and not a PC. But it's really nice not having to format the entire drive just to look at the things that are on the hard drive. Another thing I thought was cool was Discord linking. You can link your Xbox account with your Discord account, so all your gay little Discord friends can look at what games you're playing and shit. It's pretty neat in my opinion. And even knowing you can only install and download one game at a time, downloading is very, very fast on the Xbox One. I had something written in here, but I'll just show you this video. It's fucking sad in my opinion. Alright, so I'm going to have to say a disclaimer right now. These are complete opinions. If you ever get triggered by someone having a different opinion than you, and I know a lot of people on the internet do, then please leave this video because I never want to hear you crying and bawling your ass out because you're a little butthurt that someone likes an Xbox over a PlayStation 4. The week has been up, and I have really enjoyed my time with the Xbox One. I haven't booted up my PS4 since. The only reason why I booted my PS4 up is to get footage for this video. And then I instantly just shut the thing off and went back to the Xbox. And I probably won't be touching my PS4 until Spyro hits. And once I get the Xbox One version of Spyro and I get the money, I will only play the PS4 for that very, very rare time that I play with Chodload or Woody or Seth or whatever the fuck their fucking names are. Resolution and frame rate, I've had no issues with. I haven't booted up Just Cause 3 yet. I mean, I do have it, but I haven't booted it up yet to see if it's worse on the Xbox. I heard it's pretty bad there. So what does this video mean? Well, nothing at all. I just wanted to talk about my experiences of owning an Xbox One. Just remember that we are just playing games, so nothing to get your panties in the goddamn twist over. Because in my opinion, I've seen way more Sony fans trashing Xbox fans over Xbox fans trashing Sony fans. But that's just my opinion. Now, honestly, it's time to put this fucking video to rest.